Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm coming to do a book review, and I am doing a review of the book of Harlan by Bernice McFadden. This follows the story of Harlan Elliott, starting with the courtship of his parents and goes through his adulthood, including his internment in the Buchenwald concentration camp in Germany during World War II. This is a historical fiction novel that is just oozing with real historical events, and that was one of the just brilliant and great things about reading this story. When I first started following Bernice McFadden, I believe I started following her on her blog before I followed her on Facebook. And one of the things that amazed me about her is the passion that she had for the researching of her own familial history and what she put into that, and just how she brought that about on her blog and coming to understand herself. And this novel just bleeds that passion and that understanding. It's awesome. If you can't tell, I loved this novel. I will be reading this novel again soon because it is that good. As I said, this follows the story of Harlan Elliott, but it also follows his parents and his grandparents and a lot of other people, his friends and people in the community that he comes in contact with during the course of his life. This is not a long novel. And for it to have all of the secondary, tertiary, and whatever other numbers you could get with an area in it down the line, characters that it has, and it does not overwhelm the novel. You don't feel like it's too much information. It reads so well. It's almost lyrical the way that this reads, and one of the things that helps in that is the fact that there are short chapters. So once you get to the end of one chapter, you're like, oh, I can read another chapter, and then you find out that that chapter is just a page, and so then you say, oh, I can read a couple more, and then you realize it's only 2 more chapters before I get to the next section. And that's how I read this novel, where I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning having to force myself to stop and go to sleep because I had to get up to go to church on Sunday. And just the authenticity that goes behind this, because McFadden took so much time and energy to research and put these things together, that it's just great. I was getting ready to say authentic again, like put a nickel in a jar or something for every time that I say it. Anyway, the reason why I got so excited about this novel when she first started talking about it, and I was reading her synopsis of it and what she was thinking about putting into it and all of that, is that it's like so in my wheelhouse. Historical fiction based in American history and world history during the time period of World War II, Nazi-occupied Germany, concentration camp, jazz musicians, steeped in real deal historical fact. The more I started hearing, the more I heard about what was going to be put into this novel, the more I said, this novel is like birthed for me. And then once I started reading it, and the more and more I got into it, I started feeling like Carrie Bradshaw on Sex and the City when Big takes her to the condo at the beginning of the first movie. She says, hello, I live here. Hello, I live here. That's how I felt as I was reading this. This was just perfect for me. I will be rating it 5 stars. I didn't realize how fast I was reading it again because of how beautifully it's written and how well it's written. There are so many statements that are said in this. Okay, I found the quote I was looking for. And it's not anything spoilery. If you don't want to hear it, you can skip ahead. I don't have a problem with that, but just listen. Pussy. Hypnotic and narcotic. It had toppled dynasties, initiated wars, transformed boys into men, men into idiots, led husbands away from their good wives, turned sons against their dedicated mothers, had Harlan believing he was kin to Christopher Columbus, as if he discovered sex, as if it hadn't existed before he was born. Fool. And that's just one paragraph in a novel that's just full of what the awesomeness of Bernice McFadden is. From his experiences in Germany and the effect that has on him while he's there, on the people that he comes in contact with. As I was reading, I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. Like, I could feel it. That's it. That's what I've heard. That's what I've seen. It's like those things that you don't want to ask people about because you know they've been through hell, and you can see that they've been through hell, but you don't want to ask them about it. She's written it, and it's... This book is awesome. I cannot say enough how much everybody needs to read this book. And I have not really had an everybody needs to read this book feeling in a long time. If you cannot get your hands on this with your own money, when it hits your library, borrow it from the library. This is a work of art that just deserves to be consumed by every single person. And I cannot give this book enough praise because she put a lot of work and a lot of time into putting this book out there, and it shows. We are seeing her hard work in black and white, and being able to just take this in and enjoy it and have this experience. And I kid you not, as you're reading it, if you have questions about the authenticity of it, Google is a wonderful thing. Google, you can keep your phone open to Google as you're reading this book. The way that history is interwoven with the fictional storyline that is her family and American history and world history, and then the fictional aspects that go into all of this. This is a work of art. Please get you a copy when this comes out, because no one's going to be borrowing mine fresh out. And that's all that I wanted to say about that, because I could ramble some more. If you have questions or comments, talk to me. And yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna go. You all have a good weekend whenever you see this video. Peace out.